Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about what happened during e-learning for me and how I stayed sane through all the insanity. Relatively sane, I should say. Got kind of insane some of the time. Before I start though, I'm going to mention that last week I said I might put Preston's anesthesia video because he got his wisdom teeth removed. If he let me, I would put it up and talk about, interview him about it. And he said he would, but today got a little hectic because two of our cars broke. So he had to drive people around. So he's not available at the moment. But hopefully next week or the week after, I don't know when, but hopefully it'll happen. So going back to my e-learning, the first week, this recording came from PACE. Mr. Nelson and Miss Carpenter thought it would be a good idea to record our thoughts during the time instead of a warm-up question, which was nice not having to do a warm-up question every day. And it was kind of useful in that I get to use it for this video. So you're going to be able to see the videos that I recorded a couple months ago during school, in quotes, school. Hi, I'm Megan Fox, and this is my COVID story. I remember hearing about COVID-19 around October 2019, and it wasn't something that really impacted my life in October, because at that time it was halfway across the world, and it's not like it was doing anything to me, and I thought China was doing okay. I didn't really think about it very often. But then in January, I didn't even know the right name. I kept calling it cholera. But then in February, I kept hearing it more and more, so I definitely remembered it then. I remember people kept saying, Megan, did you hear the coronavirus spread to California? Or, Megan, did you hear the coronavirus spread to New York? Or, it spread to Florida. And it just kept getting, closer and closer to Indiana. But I was still trying to keep my cool. I didn't need to worry about it if I didn't need to worry about it. But then it went to Indianapolis, and then it went to Avon, but I was still trying to, if school wasn't going to get canceled, then I wasn't going to freak out. But then school got canceled, and the musical I was supposed to go to got canceled, and my brother's concert got canceled, and our spring break plans fell through, and then all the stuff in the stores started to diminish, the paper and the toilet paper aisle was barren, and the dried goods are slowly diminishing. And now the government says you can only take carry out from restaurants, only go shopping once or twice every 2 weeks, and can't have more than 10 people in a room at once. And then you have to stay at least 6 feet away from, no matter what, you have to stay at least 6 feet away from people that aren't in your household. So yeah, the coronavirus has definitely flipped everybody's lives upside down. The first week, it was, I didn't find e-learning very hard. And I know a ton of people did, but just for me, it wasn't that hard, because I'm able to understand a lot of things on my own. But we were given a lot of work, and doing it at home was terrible because I would be on the couch and did not want to do anything. And when it took longer than 2 hours, I would just be rubbing my head, so bored, so tired of doing work. but I was just so determined to get it done before like 12 or something so I could have the rest of the day to relax. And when I did have the rest of the day to relax, I got bored. So it was kind of a lose-lose situation. But I think I'd rather have the rest of the day to not worry about the work I had to do. So that's what I did. But each day was, for me, it wasn't 2 hours. I was taking a lot of heavy work classes this year. So like each day took me at least 4 hours. Now I think at least 3, I'll say. Some days it got up to like 5.5 maybe. It was boring. I mentioned that earlier. Terribly boring. Terribly annoying. My butt hurt all the time because I wasn't sitting in an actual desk. I was sitting at my desk. And I wasn't getting up every hour to walk to the next class. I was just staying there, sitting in the same position in my small little desk. Well, it's not small, but it's not comfortable. And every day, first couple days, I did my work at my desk that I have in my room, but then I got into doing it on the couch. So I got more and more lazy, and I'd feel blah after doing it because I just hadn't done anything all day, and I was just like sitting on the couch, just typing away, like, you know. And I got like so annoyed at everything because I wasn't doing anything. I didn't get like up. I was eating enough and I was sleeping enough, but I was not doing anything. I didn't have my blood flowing at all, so I was just like, everything was just making me mad. And the fact that Mary Poppins had to wait another 6 months for, I had to wait over the summer for it. I knew I'm going to lose all this information that I've worked so hard on. Feel so bad for the incoming seniors. Hopefully Mr. Schaefer allows us to do another musical, but I'd be surprised because he's got a lot of other things to do, including the middle school musical, so the seniors this year might have, there was no seniors in the play last year, so that's good. Or 2. No, yeah, there were 2, but they weren't very big roles. But like all the lead roles were juniors. But I kind of feel bad that the juniors had, like, their last musical was over the span of 2 years. It's a good musical, but it's just sad not being able to do your senior musical. It's like your junior and senior musical, you know? So that was the first week. A lot of, like, the first week wasn't too long because we didn't have we had Monday and Friday off, so it was just 3 days of work. So it really just felt like one long break with a ton of work sometimes. But it still got really boring at sometimes. Just because I didn't have anything to do. There was nothing to do. I got into knitting there for a while. I made a hat, a scrunchie that didn't work out, and a skirt, a knitted skirt. It's kind of short. I don't like it. But whatever. And I started making a hat for my dad, but then I got out of knitting. This is my second video log, COVID-19 story thing. And I have the hiccups, so I apologize. And my daily routine isn't very concrete now that COVID-19 has canceled all the routine things. I've actually gathered a list of things to do over this break and quote unquote break. I opened a salon and spa called Jasmine Salon and Spa. It's open on Thursdays from 3 to 6 for my family. Just something to do. So far, my mom's the only one that's come, but she enjoyed it. I think the worst part about my daily routine is that I'm always on my phone more than I would be if COVID hadn't happened. And that's something I really struggle with. But COVID and this break thing is making it a lot worse. Anyway, the second week, it was easier. But because there was still only 3 days of work I had to do. And I'd gotten used to things. I still wanted actual school because I missed my friends. I missed human interaction apart from my family. I love my family, and we're closer than most families. But I needed more than just Preston, Audrey, Mom, and Dad. And I said I was getting lazy earlier, but you wouldn't believe how lazy I was getting. You can tell in the progression of these videos that I'm going to put on that, except for the last one, because I was excited for the last one. I was actually got my clothes on and did my hair, brushed my teeth, all that jazz that you would actually do for school. But you can see, apart from the last video, the progression of laziness that I had, lazier and lazier each video. At one point I was just wearing pajamas. No, that might have been 2 points. Just not ready or feeling like doing things. And the videos would get shorter and shorter because I would have less and less to talk about because nothing was changing. More things were getting closed, more grocery store regulations. But apart from that, there's nothing really to talk about because there's nothing happening because everyone's in their houses just hiding away from the world. So, and I would also get lazier and lazier, so I didn't want to think about more things to talk about. And then the rest of the year got canceled. I don't know if this was the second week or not, but when it got canceled, I was flabbergasted, but not flabbergasted at all because we were all totally expecting it. I would be really surprised if we actually went back to school, but just knowing that there was no chance of us going back to school, it was a weird feeling. And I felt terrible for all the seniors because they wouldn't actually have their last days of high school. And imagine the college seniors. That's even higher stakes. You wouldn't even have your last days of school in general. All of school you'd be done with, but I would not have enough closure just finishing out all of my school years with that. Hi, this is Megan again. And this is my third journal entry video log thing, and the 6th week of being off of school, but that includes spring break and the week before spring break. But it's getting old. Teachers, I assume, are can't think of what to do can't think of small things to do every day, so they're starting to give us bigger projects that last the whole week. And this makes sense, but it's making time management even harder. But on another note, when people leave their home, people are leaving their homes to protest and gathering in groups to protest this quarantine, when they do that, it defeats the point of the quarantine for everyone else. And it's just, if they were to just suck it up and stay in their homes for a month, then the curve would flatten out and we would all get back to our normal lives. This is my 4th week doing this journal entry. The government has started to open up businesses and loosen the reins a little on the stay-at-home order. So I trust that they're going to wait long enough. So as soon as they lift it, I will definitely go out, have fun, because I'm getting cabin fever and I miss my friends. This is my 5th week of doing this journal entry. The government has started to open up businesses and loosen the reins a little bit on the stay-at-home order. Today marks the day where restaurants are half opened, to half capacity, to dine in. More importantly, though, my 8th grade year is ending. I'm going to be in high school in 5 days. People keep asking, are you excited? Are you scared? Are you happy or sad or over the moon or mad? My answer to those questions is yes, to all of them. I'm feeling an overwhelming sense of, wow, I'm going to be in high school in 5 days. Each time I say it, I get less and less okay with it. My 8th grade year went by way too fast. It would have been fast even without everything happening. But now, with Corona, the year is about 30 days shorter, and I know what you're thinking, that's great. I would love nothing. I love nothing more than to have to go to school for a month and a half, and to get 30 days off of school completely. But that's not how it feels like. Every once in a while, I think, what would this year have been like if none of this had happened? I would have had my musical done already. I would have still about 3 weeks left. I wouldn't really be thinking about the end of school. I would be thinking about how much studying I have to do for the final exams and how many tests I have, like I-STEP and all that. But I would also be thinking about the insane party my family would probably host, as a pool party after the school got out. We'd have a ton of people, a ton of food, everyone would be hugging and crying because of the end of middle school, and we would all be laughing. It would just be really great. But now instead we have to stay 6 feet away from our friends until July 4th. This journal entry was really sad and long, so I will end it on a positive note. When all this is said and done, I'll be in high school. I will have a great group of friends, a great family, and an awesome reunion / party / get-together / whatever. And now I'm going to skip to the final week because, as I said earlier, nothing really happened. Except, nope. Can't think of anything. So by the final week, I was ready for it to be over. I was counting down the days for school to be over, and then when it was over, I was not ready for it to be done. I didn't cry. No, I don't think so. I don't know, it was so long ago. It was only 2 weeks, but it was still so long ago. But anyway, I was so sad that my middle school was done, and I'm gonna miss all my teachers, and I didn't really get to say goodbye. I didn't get an 8th grade graduation. Yeah, but I felt really bad for the seniors because they didn't get a graduation. I think they're holding one, for the seniors, or a video or something, but not a real graduation. Turns out, though, that the seniors I know aren't really that mad about not getting a graduation. They're all just moved on at this point. If they were to have to go to graduation, after today, they'd not really want to go because they were already moved on. I cannot relate. I'm not ready to leave the middle school. I'm not afraid of high school, but I'm definitely not mentally prepared to be that old. Yeah, I wasn't ready for 8th grade when I left 7th grade, and I'm definitely not ready for high school. emotionally. I'm mentally ready. I'm not worried about that. And I'm not scared of the high schoolers either, because I know a lot of them. They're all pretty chill. I'm going to avoid the potheads, don't worry. But it's so weird. Like, I'm still not used to it. I thought I was getting used to it, but I'm not. I wrote down on my notes that I'm getting used to it, but I'm not. Well, I better get used to it soon, because I'm starting summer school. Well, it's not summer school because it's summer school, whatever. I'm starting summer school in a couple of days, like a week, I think. And I think that might be officially when I count it. Or I've already counted it. But I better get used to it soon, because it's happening, whether I like it or not. See you guys later. Thanks for listening to my talk about e-learning. I hope you had a better time, or at least not too bad of a time during e-learning. And if you're feeling like low because nothing's happening, it's okay to call someone about it. See you guys next week for next week's video.